So in this video, I'm going to be talking about, I believe somebody asked me to explain the Matrix and Christianity. So that is actually an easy one to explain, but I'm going to have to go back into time to explain some of this type of stuff right here, because I have to take you back to the beginning of Christianity, and then I have to give you the people who gave Christianity, and then I have to give you the stupidity of Christianity, because a lot of people just don't understand it. And I think it's about time that we break it down. And then the Matrix, because the Matrix, all the Matrix is a big spell that's cast upon America, but then everybody follows America, and then that spell is considered the Matrix. But our whole lives is the Matrix, because we're under a deep curse. And I'm going to explain that real fast. And later on, I'm going to just get into showing you the Illuminati Pyramid, and I'll break it down on who controls the Illuminati, who runs it. I'm going to talk about media, Hollywood, the music industry. I'm going to break all that down too in this video. So we have to go back to who started the Christianity. So the Greek Empire, once again, Alexander the Great came to America. That was when Caucasians came to America. It is what it is. And his four generals, they all have different ideas. Letting you guys know, when Alexander the Great conquered America, his four generals, and then Alexander the Great died, four generals took over: Rome, Spain, France, and Britain. Now, Rome took over the Israelites and took all the religious, the books, the scrolls, the practices. They took that, took paganism, mixed it all together, and said, bam, here you go, that's Christianity. But around a particular time period, that time period, the Jews, which are the black Jews, were walking around following Christ, or following the teachings of Christ, and they would call them Christians. The Romans called them Christians. The Bible never says that God gave anyone that name. It was the Romans who did it. And so that was a derogatory term that was given to black folks, and it means retarded. It doesn't mean following Christ, it just simply means retarded. So I just wanted to point that out to whoever thought that Christianity was actually something that the Lord has given us. So throughout the years, other nations have called themselves Christians, the derogatory term that was given to Negroes. And if you don't have the understanding on that, here's another example. The word nigger was given to black folks as a derogatory term. Today, you have other races of people calling themselves niggers. Not niggers, they make a slang so it sounds cool when they say nigga. From all different nations, you have them doing that just to be cool. So Christianity is a derogatory term that white folks call themselves, and it was a made-up religion. They took the original teachings, put paganism on it, threw it out at the world, and then you got Christmas, Easter, all these other demonic holidays, 6-pointed stars on a tree, bulbs, candles, toys, Santa Claus, which represents Satan with the same letters. You can spell Satan with Santa. You have elves, reindeer, all that nonsense, the Easter bunny, the eggs. So all of that goes back to paganism. So that is Christianity. But there was a spell cast on the whole entire U.S. so people don't have this understanding. At one point, you would look at You would celebrate Christmas and not realize that you was under a spell because you didn't want to drop it. Anybody that you know, it doesn't matter if it's your mother or your family member that don't want to drop Christmas, is because they're under a spell. And when you try to remove them from the spell, they'll actually get upset with you because you can't startle somebody out of the spell. You can't do it. No matter how bad you think it is, you just can't. Listen, there's people who live in poverty. There's prostitutes. There's people who live in poverty. There's people who are homeless. That if you go to try to remove them out of that situation, they'll actually get mad at you and fight you on it. So that's the same. It's called, and it is what it is. It's a spell. And spells can look like mental illness sometimes. In the whole world, a lot of Negro Israelites was cast upon that spell at one point. Believing that Christ was white, believing that we should celebrate Christmas and put trees under the roof of our houses or whatever. So I'll let you guys know it's a spell. And we shouldn't be nowhere near celebrating that. So that's Christianity, but the Matrix is a big spell, and I think I'm going to get into the Matrix right now so people will have a deeper understanding. So let's just talk about the Matrix here real fast. This is the part where I have to pull out my my triangle. So hold on one second. Let me pull out the triangle. All right, so here we go. I got the Illuminati Pyramid. Let's see if we could start from. Let's start from the bottom here, and then we're gonna work our way up to the top. I really wanna give you the top real fast, and then I'll go back to the bottom, and then we'll just work our way up in the middle or whatever, because I want you guys to understand what the world monarch is. So the top is Lucifer. This whole pyramid right here that I'm showing you guys is a pyramid that's constructed by the British Empire. The British Empire control all of this right here. The Queen, when she was alive, controlled it all. The Queen is a monarch. She worships Satan. She's a witch. Satan controls the Vatican, which is part ruler of the world, and then also Satan controls the British Empire, which is the Illuminati and the witches. So the Illuminati comes from the British Empire. And let me explain what the Illuminati is real fast. Now, if you guys don't have to believe what I'm saying, this is for people who want the enlightenment. We're in the Matrix. We have a spell on us. I don't have that spell on me. I don't have the spell of the Matrix on me. I broke out of the Matrix. Okay? And once you break out of the Matrix, you don't want to be in this world. So, because you're around stupid people who would deny the truth. So this is for the people that want to know. Back when the British Empire was in America, they found the Egyptian hieroglyphs, the Egyptian pyramids. They found the writings and the teachings of witchcraft, and they practiced it. They learned it. They became good at it. They took it back home and they created the Illuminati. They created 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati families. The Queen was at the top with the monarch. Everybody knows that the British Empire was a monarchy. The Crown Council of 13 is the 13 world's richest, most powerful families. The 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, which is 13 witchcraft families. They keep it in bloodline, you know, and they train them up to be witches, to cast spells on people and different things like that. So that's what the British Empire found being down in the south of the U.S. at the particular time period, where the Vatican found the Hebrew Israelites teachings, and they were Satanists. They took that and they put out Christianity. So the Vatican, here's the thing, the Vatican rules the world about 60-40 with the Illuminati. People think that the Illuminati rule the world. No. They only rule the world 40%. The Vatican rules it 60%. It's the same in the U.S. The Republicans rule 60%, and the Vatican rules 60%, and the British Empire rules 40%. It's always been like that. Republicans belong to the Rome, and then the Democrats, the Confederates, they belong to the British Empire. It don't matter if you don't know this information. The people who want to know, they're going to learn. That's true American history. So let's go down in the pyramid so we can have understanding. The Committee of 300, world's richest, most powerful subfamilies. So underneath there, they have 300 lower level witches, and those lower level witches control a lot of different things also. And those families, they run banks. They run all kinds of different Freemasonic lodges, all that. So the Trilateral Commission, they run that. The Council of Foreign Relations, they run that. The United Nations, which is the British Empire created the United Nations. The Bilderberg Group. Y'all all heard of Skull and Bones? They control all of that. Y'all heard of the Bohemian Grove over there in the western part of America? They control all of that. Let's look down a little further. The central banks, the tax revenue, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was created in 1913. The British Empire created that to take taxes. Now, the Republicans don't like that because the Republicans have to pay taxes. They don't want to, but the British Empire implemented it. There's certain things that they create rules under. If they can get it passed underneath one of their candidates and it sticks, then everybody has to go by it. It's a big game to them, and there's rules involved. They gave, every 8 years, they allow for one of their people to rule, and if they change something during that time of rulership, that's what everybody has to abide by at the lower level. Let's move over. Now, these are world banks or whatever, so let's move down to the corporations. I really want to go down a little further where it talks about the media, but the corporations, they're just there to make money, that's all. It's not really nothing to talk about. Like, they just inflate prices and gas. I'll talk about two of these. If you look over World Resource Control, you see the gas stations, and then you also see the car manufacturers. So the gas companies make money, and the car manufacturers make money together. The cars need gas. They're both making money. Produce cars, produce gas. It keeps the economy going. It keeps them rich. So when people from the population of workers, when they create like a car that runs on water, they go ahead and blow their heads off, kill them or whatever, pay them to shut up because they don't want that information released to larger mechanics, people that actually can build these cars. And then now people know the secret is out and they don't need gas, and they'll run around protesting. We don't need gas. We don't need gas. We need water for our vehicles. And so they snipe those people out. They kill them. They assassinate these people who want to come out with these cars. Now the time is when they're actually trying to get rid of the gas and bring in the electric cars. But the person who's bringing out the electric cars is not part of the population of workers. They're part of the Committee of 300. You see what I'm saying? So they're allowed to do that, make money off of electric cars. Let's move down to let's move a little further down to the world population control. Now, religion is big because Christianity is a religion. Christ never taught religion. He just taught you to follow him. Christianity is a religion. Islam is a religion. Buddha, Hindu, Mormon. Just keep going. Y'all know all the different religions out there. I'm not going to get into it. So that right there is a religion. Let's move over to the governments. The governments, every government in the world is controlled by either Rome, Spain, France, or Britain. They all have their hands dipped in there. The government leader of these countries, they can do just as much, just enough, not too much, but just enough to where they can survive and help their people. But then here comes Rome, or here comes Britain to get, like blackmail, to extort, or whatever you want to call it. Governments are part of the Illuminati system. They're not at the top. They're ran by the British Empire and by Rome. Let's go into, the intelligence community. We really don't have to talk about that, like the NSA or DARPA spying on you with little nanotechnology, like birds, different stuff like that, little fake birds that they control, drones. I don't really want to get too much into the intelligence community because I want to get onto more of the bigger people. Like, let's look at the media. Now, the media, I'm gonna tell you where Hollywood came in. In 1948, a little less than 1948, the British Empire split Palestine in half and moved in their own people, and then called their own people Jews. And then they gave their own people power, and their own people, who were fake Jews, created Hollywood in 1948. And in Hollywood, because of that being British people, they were just a bunch of witches that created and set up Hollywood. And the witches, in order to be in Hollywood, in order to be a high-paid sports athlete, in order to be in music, in order to be in anything that has to do with television, whether it's what's those TV shows that come on, Days of Our Lives, those are soap operas. You have to be a witch. If you're in a soap opera, you're a witch. All those people are witches because it was set up by witches. You want to be rich and famous, you want to be on TV, you have to go through the Freemasonic lodges or the sisterhood. And all those lodges are controlled by this Illuminati system. Okay? All of it. Disney is all satanic. People have been exposing Disney for years. It's all mind control. It's all people, like, they have subliminal sex messages in all of Disney, all of Nickelodeon. In order to be on Nickelodeon, you have to be part of those kids are being abused sexually. All of them. And they think it's normal because they've been like that since a kid, since a baby. That's all they know. But I'm letting you know that those kids are being abused. And the adults are doing it. The schooling system was there to put spells on you, to give you not the truth, because you ain't learning what I'm saying right now in this video. You ain't learning that in school. You must be out of your mind. You think you're going to learn this in school. The principals are Freemasons. If you see any kind of female principal, they're part of the sisterhood. All of the politicians, whether they're the governor or they're the Senate, whether they are the commissioner, whether the police commissioner, whether they are the somebody very important inside the city, I can't think of exactly all of their positions, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I just had a brain fart. I can't y'all know what I'm saying. All of these people with important people in Congress, they all go through the brotherhood and the sisterhood. The mayors and the commissioners and the Senate, the senators and the governors and the people that run the township, all of these people are part of Freemasons. They run the school districts. The principals are Freemasons. They teach the children crap. They don't teach them that Negroes are Israelites. They don't bring God into school. It's being controlled. This is the pyramid. This is the reason why the prisons, the courts, the police, they're all part of the Freemasonic system. 99% of your police officers are witches. They are Freemasons. You don't think that Freemasonry is witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. The reason why you don't think it is because somebody you know that is in your family probably is part of it, and you are too. And so you deny it because it hurts your feelings that somebody like me is calling you a witch if you're a Freemason. The Egyptians practiced Freemasonry. The Egyptians were witches. When Moses had his staff and turned his staff into a snake, the Egyptians was like, man, please, they ain't nothing. And then they turned their staff into a snake. That's witchcraft from the Egyptians who were practicing witchcraft and Freemasonry. The Freemasonry was stolen by Egyptians. The people who stole it were the Britons, the British Empire. Don't tell me what is a witch and what's not. Those are the beginning stages at Masonic lodges of witches. They have sisterhoods. The black folks have started the Boule in Philadelphia, which is original Babylon. All of your top sports athletes and your black male celebrities went through the Boule, the Blue Bloods, the Brotherhood. The police go through the same thing that are black. Whites, they have their own separate system. Skull and Bones and all that. They have their own separate system because they know the truth. They know that Negroes are Israelites. And they don't want other Negroes to learn this. That's why it's separate. These white Masons that are running around know that Negroes are Israelites. And they're witches. They're against them. They laugh at black Masons. Now, underneath the world population control, you got the population of workers, and that's us fools. At the bottom, not knowing anything, watching TV, watching sports that are rigged. People say sports are not rigged. It starts off with the refs. The refs, all you got to do is just call a foul, reject somebody, do it a couple times, and you could turn the game around.